So just because you go to the African braiding shop and let Shaka Zulu do your braids, don't mean you got a protective style. It just means you got some braids, okay? In this video, I'm gonna show you the real difference between a real protective style and a fake protective style, okay? We're gonna break it down. I'm gonna show you why wetting your hair and doing protective styles wet really classifies it as a protective style. The rest of y'all just getting y'all hair done. Hey, curl friends, and welcome back to Cocaknotz, home of the Long Hair Society. Go ahead and grab your spray bottle with your conditioned water and wet your hair down. Then grab your growth size and detangle your hair and get your hair into sections. We got to get it ready for a hair wash, and we have to make sure that it's sectioned so it won't get retangled before we do our protective style. Prepping your hair before a shampoo is so important. You have to make sure you get out all those tangles, all that buildup, and make sure your hair is in sections before you go mangling up your hair and tangling it up again, okay? So, as you can see, I'm going to put her hair into these nice 4 sections just to make sure her hair is nice and separated. Ooh, her hair long too and thick. I remember when she was bald-headed, but you know, I got them growing hands, honey, so that's why y'all need to take my advice, because I be growing heads out here on these streets, okay? I done took so many girls from some bald-headed scallywags and made them into upper echelon long hair women, okay? I've been balancing the scalp pH by using a natural shampoo for months, and her scalp is improving so much. So if you have any scalp problems, dandruff, flakes, start to switch to natural shampoos or make your own. That way you don't have allergic reactions. Go ahead and grab your natural products, because how is it going to be a real protective style if you ain't using natural products? If you're using all that mumbo jumbo stuff, it ain't going to work for you, honey. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the leave-in conditioner and the Magic Growth Oil right now. These two are my one-hitter quitters. If you got some dry hair, oh, baby, this is going to seal in that moisture. Sealing in the moisture means that you are locking in the water on the hair. The thicker the oil, the thicker the butter, the longer that water is going to sit on your hair. Don't be afraid to add more water, because like I said, our true protective style is wet. Okay, so wet that thing up and make sure you lock in that moisture. Certain stylists require that you come with your hair dry, straightened, pressed out before they do any type of protective styling on there. And I do understand that certain styles call for your hair to be in a stretched state. That way it's not that painful for you, and that the hairstyle can be done quicker and it can look more neat. But if you are on a hair growth journey and you about them inches and you just need to look very presentable, you need your hair to look neat, but you need your hair to grow, opt for hairstyles that you can do while your hair is wet. That way you don't have to introduce blow drying and stretching your hair and drying out the moisture from it. My 2 favorite protective styles that you can do wet and without a comb is plaits and twists. And you can do both of these with or without weave. It's your choice. Also, you can do faux locks. Faux locks, you can do it wet, and you don't need a comb to do this. All you need is tons of water and natural products and a parting stick. That's it. Now, this is how you know that you got the hair moisturized and saturated, is when the hair goes from dry, fuzzy, and frizzy till you can start to see defined curls, ringlets, and coils. That's when you know you on to something. And that's why it's best to do your protective style when your hair is in this state, because it's going to be the best way to protect your hair while you grow inches. Let me tell you what I used to do to my hair thinking I was doing a protective style back in the days before I had some cents or dollars. Okay? I used to just wash my hair with whatever shampoo and conditioner I could find. Don't put no oil on it. At all. I would, if my scalp ain't had no dandruff or nothing, girl, I would just start parting with the comb, combing it out, and I'll just start doing the braids. Ain't put no water on it, ain't put no oil in it, and you know, I definitely blow dried my hair, and I had a relaxer, and I still would blow dry it. So basically, I would go ahead and do a protective style on severely dry hair, thinking I'm protective styling. No, girl. You was not protective styling, honey. In fact, you needed somebody to call hair protective services on you and come and confiscate your hair. Because what was I doing? I was literally thinking I was protective styling. Girl, I was not. at all. This is how you really protect the style. If you ain't doing your hair really wet, and if you ain't doing it putting natural oils and butters on it and not combing through every single section, it ain't no protective style. In fact, you need a police put on you because you committing a crime, and you need a felony for that. Because like, you literally tearing out strands out your hair. You literally are making your hair so dry that when you take the protective style out, you ain't gonna have no hair. And that's why your hair can be at the same level for years, even though you've been doing braids for years straight. You've been doing kinky twists for years straight, sewings for years straight, and you still ain't got no edges. Your hair still don't pass your neck. After I got her twisted up, it's time to protect even more and put her under the steamer to lock in even more moisture. I'm going to put a little bit of Scalp Therapy drops on the scalp just to make sure to steam it in. And I'm going to grab these faux locks because she decided to put faux locks on top of these twists that I did on her hair. Because she want to make this protective style, you know, really do its thing. She want them inches, she want that growth, she want that width, that fullness. And because we extra and we serious, we're gonna put even more butter on the protective style before we lock it in into faux locks, because it's a protective style. And some of y'all don't understand the reason why you got to do protective styles. You got to protect the style from you, because you the one who is going to mess your hair up. You got to do a protective style to protect it from these stylists, because they gonna mess your hair up also. Using butters is like using a protective fence around each strand to make sure friction doesn't mess with it, that the sun doesn't dry it out too much, because they got to get through those butters first. So those butters are doing that. Plus, you got some minerals and vitamins seeping into your cuticles from these natural butters while your hair is in a protective style. And if you're doing something like faux locks, your hair is literally wrapped like a cocoon inside. So it's really an extra protection barrier around your hair strands. I love when you guys send me comments, good, bad, and ugly. I like to clarify things because a lot of people be having it misconstrued, okay? So let's get into this comment that was left on one of my videos. Someone said, "You're covering your hair with an Asian woman's hair. I think you need more advice than us. You rather me put a wig on than something to protect my hair. The self-hate is real. Fabric is different than wanting to look like a completely different race." These comments were left under a video where I said it's best to just put on a hat or a wig than to wear a bonnet in public. It's 2023 and wigs have come a long way. They're cheaper, faster, and convenient. You don't need to be in public with a bonnet. That's all I was saying. I get it. People love their bonnets. I love my bonnets too, okay? I got a whole lot of bonnets and I love them. But I just feel like when it comes to being in public, come on now, these wigs are like the same price as bonnets now. You can get a $5 wig. But then the person was talking about all this self-hate and talking about trying to be another race and all. Listen, I am black. I am African American. I'm a whole Negro over here. Ain't no way I could be another race even if I tried. No matter where I go, I'm going to be a black woman in any part of the world. No matter if I put a Christmas tree on my head, I'm still going to look like a black woman. So that whole trying to be another race is impossible. But I get it because I used to be one of those people. In my first few years of my natural hair journey, I was struggling with the complex of, no, I shouldn't wear weave. Like I created this whole belief system in my hair that if I wore another race's hair texture that I hate myself. And that's just not true. The more you get on this journey, you really understand self-love. Because I know hoteps right now, and I know members of the so-called conscious community right now that don't put no water in their hair, don't put no natural oils in their hair, and their hair look crazy. And they, just because they don't wear weave and wigs, they got more self-love than me, who is actually growing my hair, nurturing my hair, watering my hair, putting natural products in it, teaching other people in my community to do the same. So they got more self-love than me. So you telling me just because I put a little Chung Lee hair strands on my hair sometimes with a sewing, or I slap Ming Ling's hair as a wig on my hair, I hate myself? That's like me telling somebody who drive a car that you self-hate yourself because you got God-given legs and you could walk your ass from here to Timbuktu, but you chose to fly and use a train and a car to get there. You don't love yourself. But like I said, I've been through that, and I had to learn to check my ego at the door and understand that you can't tell people what to do And just because you have an opinion or you created some type of religion in your head does not mean that that is true. Now, I will say this. When I used to wear weave and wigs and I did not nurture my hair and I was just using relaxers on my hair and just using hot combs and flat irons and coloring my hair all type of colors and just not even understanding my hair, yeah, that was definitely self-hate. I did not love myself. I did not know myself at all. On my channel, I do show people how to do protective styles using wigs and weaves. And that's because I understand that a lot of people, they don't have the confidence right now to just go straight in with their natural hair, and they have to use wigs and weave as a crutch until they strong enough to wear their real hair, until their real hair is healthy enough, long enough, thick enough where they're more comfortable. So if you got to use these little wigs and weaves, I don't care if it's from a Brazilian chick, a Chinese chick, a Japanese chick, it don't matter. Just use it until your hair is so long that you can't fit no wig and weave on your hair. And that's real self-love, using something to improve yourself. But anyways, let me get back to showing you how to self-hate yourself and how you can magically become another race, okay? But let me just shake things off a little bit so we can get back into the positive mind frame. So let me just go ahead and twerk this thing out, okay, girl? Twerk it out. Yes, girl, sit on it. Yes, drop it, my girl. Yes, girl, you look good. Okay, so you're going to bring the faux lock through the braid, right? And then you're going to slip the other end through it. Now, this is crocheted in, so you don't have to worry about if you don't know how to add hair extensions at the top. This is a very easy hairstyle, beginner friendly. So I'm going to wrap the hair extension around the braid. This is going to cocoon the braid and protect your real hair within this hair extension. So now you get to use hair extensions to actually grow, protect, and seal in the moisture in your natural hair. Okay, so now that it's all done, this hairstyle will last you weeks. In fact, it will last you several months. I have seen many people keep faux locks in for 2 to 3 months. And because this is an affordable hairstyle, I really recommend doing this hairstyle if you want some type of hair extension, but you still want to make sure you're doing a true protective style while your hair is wet and without using a comb, just a parting stick. Grab your Scalp Therapy drops if you are on a scalp healthy pH journey and you want to stabilize the pH of your scalp to prevent dandruff, prevent flakes, and prevent itching. Grab this oil. It has so many wonderful ingredients like peppermint, tea tree oil, neem oil, black seed oil. This is going to help your hair grow. It's going to make sure your scalp is nourished. Just make sure you use the whole bottle, honey. And it's a big bottle too, so it's going to last you. Make sure you are misting your scalp each day with water just to make sure your scalp is hydrated, and use your Scalp Therapy drops. You are not going to be able to really spray your hair within the faux locks, but it's okay because you added a lot of butters and because you sealed in as much water as possible. Make sure you're subscribed for more videos.